Okay, on this quilt I'm doing a lot of clipping blocks, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to give a demonstration on that. I'm going to put a design in this area. So let's move up to the screen so you can see how I mark that area. We're on the Add Edit Block page. I'm going to choose Add Block. I'm going to choose Standard Block. It says how do you want to define the block, and I'm going to mark on quilt. I get better results using mark on quilt rather than trace, so that's what I'm going to touch. It lifted the motors. Now the camera can come back down and watch my needle for part of the quilt so you can see how many points I mark. So I've got my needle lowered so I can see what I'm doing, and I'll use my clicker. Every time it beeps, I've marked a point, and I'm just moving around the curve. I want to be as accurate as possible because the pattern is going to stitch right up to this line. I've already stitched in the ditch. I'm using my clicker to mark the points rather than touching the screen on the tablet. Okay, that's one curve. So now the camera can go up to the screen and watch on the screen as I mark the next curve. Okay, one last side, and this appears to be straight, but I'm still going to mark lots of points because it may not be. Okay, I'm finished. I'm obviously not right back at the beginning, so I'm just going to hit close block here. Yeah, that'll be okay. That'll be okay. So there's my block marked, so I can touch finished. Do you want to add another block? No. Okay, I'm going to bring the machine forward a bit so I can adjust the pattern more easily rather than reaching right to the back. So now I'm going to put my pattern in place. So I'm going to go Add Edit Pattern, Copy Pattern, and I'm going to zoom full so I can see my all the patterns I'm using on the quilt. This is my pattern I'm going to be using, so I'll move it down there. Now I'm going to zoom in so I can see. I'm going to pan down a little bit. Okay, here's my pattern. And this, the blue lines you can see there is what I've already stitched, what I have already stitched. So I kind of want these lines, this new pattern, to line up with those. So I'm going to move my pattern until they're over the already stitched blue ones. Now, I put my needle over the ends of one of those blue lines just to make sure it hadn't moved. Let's zoom way in. Yeah, that's good. So, zoom out. That's where my needle is. And it's at the end of one of the lines that's already stitched, so that's close enough for this. So I'm going to zoom out again. So that's good, but I've got way too much pattern there. I only want to stitch inside that triangle. So I'm going to hit finished. I've done modifying my pattern. I'm going to hit finished here because I'm looking for block. I want clipping block, so I'm going to hit finished. Add edit block. Add block, clipping block. Please select the patterns to be affected, the one that's going to be clipped, and that's this. Continue. How do you want to define the block? I'm going to select existing block because I already marked it. Please select the clipping block. It's this one that I just marked. Continue. And all the rest of the pattern has now disappeared. So I'm going to hit finished. And I'm getting this pop-up window which is telling me I've clipped off more than 90% of the pattern, and do I want to continue? That's a good window because in some instances you might be zoomed in so far that you tell it to clip off stuff that you don't want clipped off. So that's good, but it's good. I don't mind that I've clipped off more than 90%. I'm going to hit continue. So here we are at our clipping confirmation, and I've got to choose my transition, and the transition says continuous, and that's good. It will stitch one line, stitch along the edge of the marked block, next line, and so on. So I'll hit accept. Yes. Nothing more to do here, so I hit finished. Sew quilt. Select the first pattern to quilt. It's this one. Starts there, ends there, that's good. Continue. Sew quilt. Moving to the start point. One stitch to bring up the thread. I'll just hold the thread ends. Continue, and we can see how it's stitched. I'm keeping an eye on it too, because if the stitching gets too close to that purple, I'll move the quilt a little bit. At this speed my machine bounces around a little bit, but it's okay. Those beautiful straight lines. I couldn't do lines like that just using a ruler. And there it is, all done. So that's a little demo of clipping block.